in every way.
"30 years of joyfulness." Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and on myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via various affiliates, live on X Spaces and on Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up this afternoon, city authorities vow there will not be return for traders who sell on pavement in the Central Business District as task force led by the Mayor of Accra clear hundreds of traders off the streets.
I'm here to make a mark. I'm not just coming here to sit in the office. I'm here to make sure Accra will work again.
We'll be live in the city where authorities are explaining their strategy to decongest the city and also ensure that traders do not return to the pavements.
This exercise will continue. So Accra is clean. We are taking a rest for about 2 hours because we started at dawn. And then we'll go back in the afternoon to make sure the exercise we did in the morning is so futility.
Plus, we'll tell you about the Greater Accra Markets Association, which is fully backing authorities to move the traders back into the markets.
I think it's a very good agenda. We ourselves physically, we have been seeing what is happening on the road. No parking for cars, no walkway for pedestrians. Every place, including the streets, are occupied.
Also coming up,
if you ask a simple question to the NDC to point out exactly what policy they have implemented that has resulted in the appreciation of the city, they cannot tell you one.
You heard the former Vice President Dr. Bawumia saying the recent appreciation of the Ghana cedi cannot be attributed to the current NDC government.
After all the noise of the election, people are paying attention to our reserves. That is one thing, which we have built to 30 tons. Secondly, the US dollar itself is on the decline globally.
Also in this bulletin, we head to Jinlo in the Northeast Gonja district, where classrooms double as goat pens.
But we've lodged a complaint to the district assembly, and up to now we haven't heard from them.
I don't think an MP or DC or the president, any of them will allow their wards to come and sit in these classrooms.
There will be more in our education series, Crumbling Start. I am Hannah Odame with the details. This is Joy News. We are independent, fearless, and credible. Let's start off in the national capital. Well, city authorities are vowing they will not allow hundreds of traders who were this morning cleared off the pavement and other open places to come back and display their wares. The AMA and sister municipal assemblies this morning began a 3-day decongestion exercise in the Central Business District of Accra and adjoining city centres. The chief executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Michael Kpapo Alote, who led the exercise, warned the agenda to decongest and clean the city will continue despite the pushback from the traders.
You know, when even people hate Jesus Christ, we all believe in Jesus Christ, but it's people hate him. Other people, some people worship different gods. So everybody cannot love me, but at least it's good when you do good. That in your heart, you know, this is good. So I'm fine. What people will say, I don't care. You know, people have to talk. If you are not the news, if you don't make the news, nobody will talk about you. So I'm here to make a mark. I'm not just coming here to sit in the office. I'm here to make sure Accra will work again.
So you heard that the Chief Executive of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Michael Kpapo Alote there. My colleague James Aveji has been at the Central Business District all morning and joins us on the phone lines with more details. Now, James, first, paint the picture for us. How was the pavement and the streets looking when you got there this morning? And what's the situation after the clear out?
Well, Hannah, at about 6:30 a.m. when we got here,
the street in the Central Business District was a silent, warm one, waking up to a day of a lot of the activities that we have experienced so far. Contrary to the indications we got from the traders last night that they will resist any effort of the assembly to take them off the road, they themselves had complied with the directive, with not too many people displaying their wares on the ground this morning when we arrived at the scene. And so it was a quiet one, not too much activity happening on the street when the exercise began at about 6:30 a.m.
Okay, so James, the traders have been demanding for spaces to be provided for them. Has that been done?
That has not been done yet. That is one of the promises of the mayor to them, that what they have to do now is just comply with the directive and push their wares off both the shoulders of the road and the drainages, while they give the assembly time to provide an alternative solution for them. Either, give them a demarcation not to go beyond in the next few days, or relocate them entirely to a different location.
Okay, so saying that they do not have alternate spaces, how is the mayor, who is insisting the exercise will not be a 9-day wonder, ensure compliance?
Well, he indicates to us that they would be deploring the city guards who are currently leading or giving protection or security to him and the team to do this. They said they will be leaving some of them on the street for the next few days. That is according to the PRO and the mayor himself, in order to keep the sanity we have right now on the street into the near future.
I don't give promises. I don't stand by promises. Whatever I say, I do. So what I'm saying is that this exercise is not an 9-day wonder. We are on the streets to make sure that the roads are clear. Everybody, including my brother here, we have done a good job. God bless you. We are not done. The next 1 hour, we are going back to the streets. From here, we are going to pass through where we are coming from, all the way to Circle. And if there is more strength, we go to Kadesh. Then we'll continue tomorrow.
So, James, we understand that this exercise by the mayor is backed by the MC for Koli Klote, who also joined the exercise, actually. What was the addition?
In fact, he was at the forefront with the mayor, leading all of the exercise from morning until the press conference. He did that opener of the press conference, vowing that he would lend every support to the mayor in order to do everything humanly possible to keep the situation as it is now.
Like you all saw today, it's not been easy. We have to visit certain sites twice or thrice to make sure they are off the pavement in the road. We want to assure users of the roads that we will continue with this exercise till the end of the year, and to make sure that the streets are not taken over by traders for one reason or the other. The pavements will be clear. What we are doing is to try and use humane to resettle them. When I say resettle, is we will be looking at spaces within Accra, the streets, where we can allocate on a daily basis that they can go and trade. We're also looking at the pavements, the ones that are large enough to accommodate both pedestrians and traders, and try and put a demarcation there for them. But this exercise will continue till Accra is clean. We were taking the rest for about 2 hours because we started at dawn, and then we'll go back in the afternoon to make sure the exercise we did in the morning is not in futility.
You heard the MC for Koli Klote there. Meanwhile, President of the Greater Accra Markets Association, Mercy Na Afrowa Nijan, says her group fully backs the action taken by the city authorities to decongest the Central Business District.
I think it's a very good agenda, because we ourselves physically, we have been seeing what is happening on the road. No parking for cars, no walkway for pedestrians. Every place, including the streets, are occupied. And fortunately, we have markets all around those areas. I'm at Mokola. You come to the market and the market is virtually empty. They are now using the marketplaces for storage area or wholesale, because everybody is preferring to go outside to sell. And you know, every trader is there for money. So where the customers are is where the the traders will be. So I'm pleading with them. I know majority of them have got spaces in the market. It's not Mokola. It will be areas around Mokola. Adabraka market is there, empty. Osu market is there, empty. The second market that was purposely built for the pedestrians is also empty. So we are pleading with them.
Okay.
They have to go inside the market.
You heard the Messina Afro-Anijan. She's the president of the Greater Accra Markets Association. Let's go to the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. There are mixed reactions there among spare parts dealers at the Swami magazine over growing calls to reduce prices following the cedi's recent appreciation. Now, while acknowledging the currency's gains, traders insist only a sustained and stable cedi will justify slashing prices. Emmanuel Bright Kweku has been speaking with leaders and vendors at Africa's largest auto mechanic and trading hub.
Almost 17, 16 something. I
imported these engines at 17 cedis. If you ask me to reduce prices now, it will be difficult.
So now we know about the say artificial. I said
you can't say because drivers say moment so bad in some better transport fares so.
And they said if we should reduce the cost, it wouldn't help us.
Almost 16 point something they say the number from within 2 years was entertain no so they say aba yaboka
Senya ban the first papers and blay and aba better so me
It's not the government that imports these engines. The drivers already have support from the government. We can't see reasons why they are not ready to reduce the prices.
That was Emmanuel Bright Kweku's report. Let's stay on the cedi. Now, former Vice President Dr. Baumia has dismissed what he calls misplaced credit being given to the NDC for the cedi's recent appreciation. He argues the currency's 16% rise against the dollar since the start of the year is a result of structured economic recovery plans rolled out by the previous MPP administration. As part of his thank you tour in the Upper West region last week, President Mahama praised the finance minister and the governor of the central bank for the impressive performance of the cedi.
Since taking over the reins of government, our focus has been on stabilizing the economy. We therefore presented to Parliament in March this year a budget which was aimed at severely trimming expenditure and channeling the saved revenue into priority programs as promised in our manifesto. I'm happy to report to you that our efforts to stabilize the economy have begun to yield results. And it is evident in the improved performance of our local currency and also a gradual reduction of prices of goods and services in the market.
Well, speaking in London during an interaction with the Young Executive Forum as part of his UK Thank You Tour, Dr. Baumia insisted the current government has not introduced any policy that could explain the cedi's gain.
One of the things that if you ask a simple question to the NDC to point out exactly what policy they have implemented that has resulted in the appreciation of the cedi, they cannot tell you one. They only passed their budget in March. They've not even issued any contracts and paid for anything, pretty much. So you cannot ascribe what is happening to the currency to a policy that they have implemented. There's no such policy that has been implemented that has had that impact yet. For me, we had anticipated the impact of gold in this economy. I talked about it when we got into dire straits in 2022. And so that is a big backing for the currency. I mean, they have been in office so far. They've not even increased it by 1 ton. 1 ton. Not a single 1 ton. They haven't increased it by. But people after all the noise of the election, people are paying attention to our reserves. That is one thing, which we have built to 30 tons. Secondly, you've mentioned that the US dollar itself is on the decline globally.
Well, let's get some reaction from government, and joining me now is the Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyako Ampem. Now, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We've heard both the President and the Finance Minister claim credit for the impressive performance of the city. So how do you reconcile that with Dr. Bawumia's position, just as we heard right now?
Thank you very much. And my regards to all your listeners. In fact, when the President was swearing in the Finance Minister, one charge that he gave him was that Ghanaians expect him to stabilize the city. And he said Ghanaians expect him to reduce the cost of living for them. And so on assumption in office, the Finance Minister has taken that charge from His Excellency very seriously, and he's leading us to ensure that the city is stabilized. We are working closely with the Bank of Ghana to achieve this important charge that the President has charged him to do. You will recall that before the introduction of the budget, the Finance Minister led all of us to Makola, also to interact with market women. And one thing that came out clearly from our interaction with the market women was that they wanted the dollar to be stable. They wanted the city to be stable. And so that is what we've been working towards since we started. I am not surprised the statement that the former Vice President made. A former Vice President who was only interested in sloganeering will definitely make such a statement. The difference between our administration and theirs is that we are not shouting about slogans. We are only delivering.
But then he is challenging you to, sorry to chip in here, he's challenging you to at least point to one policy that has resulted or attributed to the appreciation of the city. Can you tell us those?
We have spoken extensively about the introduction of the gold board. And we told Ghanaians that the gold board was going to be the game changer. Look, the statistics that was issued by the gold board indicated that from January to April 2024, we had exported gold to the tune of about $860 million. Today, with the introduction of the gold board and the way we have channeled all the export through the gold board, we have accumulated and exported in excess of $2.7 billion worth of gold. This has been the game changer. We have also revived the derailed IMF program that they bequeathed to us. That has also given confidence in the economy. Look, since we took over, you have seen that consistently, because we have reduced borrowings, the treasury bills rates have been reducing consistently since February up to date. These are the things we are doing without shouting. And that is what is showing. The confidence that people are having in the economy is what is showing.
Okay, so you have mentioned...
We will not go about shouting, about slogans, about this. We will let the evidence show in the lives of Ghanaians.
Okay.
So Dr. Bawumia probably wants to begin talking. He should measure what he says well, because Ghanaians saw what they did. We experienced their leadership. Ghanaians are experiencing the leadership of President Mahama and Dr. Kesel Atuforsen at the Finance Ministry. The difference is clear. Lives are becoming bearable for Ghanaians, and that is what the ultimate is. And so for us, we will not be going around shouting about slogans, about policies. We will deliver, and the end will justify the means.
All right, the end will justify the means, and Ghanaians will be waiting. Thank you very much, Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyako Ampem there. And we take a break at this moment. You've been listening to stories from the Central Business District of Accra. When we come back, we'll go to the Northeast Gonja District, where students in Jinlo they have a classroom that doubles as a good pen.
But we've lodged a complaint to the district assembly, and up to now we haven't heard from them.
I don't think an MP or DC or the president, any of them will allow their wards to come and sit in these classrooms.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
Hello, esteemed CEOs. Join us for the highly anticipated 9th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo on 26th May 2025 at Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast, Accra, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This biggest business leadership conference offers actionable insight and strategic opportunities for topmost CEOs and policymakers. This year's theme, Leading Ghana's Economic Reset, Transforming Business and Governance for a Sustainable Futuristic Economy, will focus on transformational leadership to reset Ghana's economy through sustainability, digital innovation, and governance reforms. Be inspired by the special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Key sessions include CEO presentations, master classes, keynote plenaries, the CEO Excellence Awards, and more. Register today at GhanaCEOSummit.com to secure your spot. For inquiries and sponsorship, contact 0546 391 970 or email info@GhanaCEOSummit.com. Powered by Ghana CEO Network in partnership with Deloitte, PwC, GIPC, SIGA, Media General, and Multimedia Group. Ghana CEO Summit. Be inspired.
Hey, stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such a move. Just send it this way. You have it now. New units now. No, Pia baby, someone some demoni in us. Didn't you say? For quiet, yes, in Biara Association Ontario. Use Stay Soft and New Units now. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. A year near says, choose to Stay Soft. No, so say, you know. FDID a dreading crowd to yatu. When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I go bed safe. It make my teeth white when it comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it. Own it. Live it. Coming soon.
Yeah, welcome back to the Midday News, and I get to do the sports. Now, Ghana Athletics, the governing body for athletics in the country, may hold a national trial to select the best sprinters to represent the country. The body had already confirmed a national championship slated for August this year. However, that event could also serve as a national trial for Ghana's sprinters if more than 3 of them make the World Championship qualifying mark.
We'll do our national championship in August, where we have final selection for World Championship in Japan. We are praying and hoping that we will get more athletes qualifying for the 100 meters than 3. If it's more than 3, then we have to bring all our foreign-based athletes to come to Ghana and do national trials, just like how Nigeria does it, America, US, Australia, and South Africa. They always bring their topmost athletes to come down to their country to compete. That is why we also want to do it in Ghana here.
And that's your sports. Let's go to our stories now. And at Jilo Basic School in the Northeast Gonja district, children do not only struggle to learn. They do so in conditions unfit for animals. With no desk or chairs, they sit on a floor shared by goats, feces, and urine. Blood from a goat actually still stains the classroom. In this desolate place, hope for the future is slowly being swept away. Emmanuel Jivenu has more in our education series, Crumbling Start.
It's Monday morning here at Jinlo Basic School. But do not mistake this for a livestock farm. This is a classroom block in the Northeast Gonja district of the Savannah region.
At times when the padlocks are not there, the goats will be get access to the classroom, defecate around the place and spoil all the classroom. And the children are, you can see, they are sitting on the ground. No furniture for them.
Over the weekend, the goats gave birth inside this very classroom, where children are expected to sit and learn. Blood stains and fresh droppings remain on the bare floor. The classroom is not sanitized. The children only sweep and sit on the bare floor, ready for lessons.
There's many things that comes out of this good physics and lessons. But we've lodged a complaint to the district assembly. And up to now, we haven't heard from them.
Here, kindergarten 1 and 2, as well as primary 1 and 2 all share the same contaminated space. The junior high block is no better, a shed with whiteboards awkwardly dividing JHS 1, 2 and 3.
Are you wondering what a natural resource is?
When clouds gather, classes end.
When it rains like this, the following day you can't sit in the class. An animal will occupy here, shit and urinate all over.
Since its construction in 2000, no renovation has touched these walls. Several high-profile visits have yielded nothing but empty promises.
We were asked to apply for 8-class unit block, for which we did. But up till now, we've not heard anything. I don't think an MP or DC or the president, any of them will allow their wards to come and sit in these classrooms.
I feel that we have been abandoned, so we are appealing to our honorable member of parliament and DCE and any benevolent organization to come in and support us.
Every child deserves a fair start, but here in Jinlo, they have been handed a crumbling one. The question is, how longer will these children be forgotten? Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Jinlo, Northeast Gonja District, Savannah Region.
Let's move on. And commuters have praised driver unions for the reduction in transport fares effective Saturday, the 24th of May. The Ghana Private Road Transport Union and other driver unions have announced a 15% reduction in transport fares following a meeting they had with the Minister of Transport. Spokesperson for the GPRTU, Samuel Amwa, notes the fare adjustment is a direct response to the 18% drop in fuel prices.
The transport operators across the nation had a meeting yesterday with the transport minister at the transport ministries. Looking at the percentage on the reduction on the petroleum product, we had an agreement that we have to reduce our transport fares. And the assurance given to us was that as soon as we come out with a reduction, the other players will also, reduce their staff so that we all enjoy the reduction. So that is how come we all signed a communique yesterday.
Well, some commuters who've been speaking to Joy News say this is in the right direction.
I'm a passenger, and what else do you expect from me? And I'm a Ghanaian, I expect the price will go down. Yeah. And I believe the price will go down will make my life work better. the appreciation of the cedi and the fall of the dollar, then we expect that they also reduce the price, and the passengers will be happy with that.
It will help us a lot because when they reduce the fuel, they don't reduce the prices. Yes. So I will be very happy about it.
Okay, so usually where do you usually commute to?
Coming from Tema, and it is 25 cities. I pick like short car. So it's really clear if they'll do something about it.
Well, those are some commuters there. And Derek and Adobe are here with what's up in the trends.
Hannah, the first in the trend is Accra. You know, there's Accra and there's Accra. When we talk about Accra, we're talking about Accra Central. And because of what the mayor is doing, Accra feels free. I tell you, you can ride a bike. Nobody's going to bump into you. I mean, the whole place is a lot more freer because the traders have been swept off the pavement. Adobia, what's on social media been saying?
So Crane says, hey, this is the first time in my life I've seen an open space in Accra.
Wow.
And Atipo says, see how the cars are moving without stress. And then, but Blunt was saying, that's all we asked for from the previous government, but they didn't let that happen.
Wow.
So basically, all the comments under the Accra post are people talking about Accra. Yes, ACCCCCRA.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
And we've been assured this is not a 9-day wonder.
People are also questioning the sustainability, but let's see how that goes.
Obviously. And that's it for the Midday News with me, Hannah Odame, and the team. You can find more stories on myjoyonline.com. Pastor Mensa Otabel comes up next with Living